One of the things that's really important to us here at the University of Kentucky is the success of our students.
The better we can prepare students, the better they will be prepared to take their places in the world beyond UK.
We've increased or enhanced our retention, or our first year to second year success rate, even while we're increasing enrollments. Our graduation rates historically have been between 58 and 60%, and so we're right at that 60% level. Since 2006-2007, we have been actively looking for ways to enhance the success of our students in their first year, which will then give us a better chance at having students make it all the way through to the bachelor's degree level. So there's a variety of reasons why students don't stay at a university. One of the real indicators on the academic side is not going to class. And so if a student's not going to class, it's awfully difficult, particularly the first year, to be successful. Students can get into a cycle where they're having a hard time getting through one phase of that major, and that leads to perhaps a lack of success in part of their program, and it can lead to discouragement. Students get 2, 3, 4 hours away from home in a situation where they've never been away from home and start to feel homesick. They may have relationship issues. The size issue does come into play. To think I'm going to go to school with 19,000 of my best friends can be a little daunting. Some students leave for financial reasons. You know, a university education is not cheap. It's an expensive proposition, and sometimes it becomes a financial issue. There may be other crises, you know, a death in the family, a severe illness that results in a student needing to go home and help take care of the family. So there's a variety of reasons why students don't stay at a university. One is just simply not going to class. Working more than 12 to 15 hours a week in itself is a negative impact. And we know that if you're working those hours outside of the university environment, it makes that a bigger negative impact for us. Students who are involved in alcohol and substance abuse also tend to exhibit far less success in an academic setting. If they stay in the, in the dormitory or go home every weekend, they don't tend to make those connections that make UK home.
There are a lot of resources being put into helping students be prepared.
We have hired a number of advising staff in the last 4 years.
Early Alert is a really good system in not only students knowing when they are falling off the mark, but it helps instructors know who might be struggling in their class and to get them interventions before it can be too late.
So K-Week has been developed over the last few years where there's a variety of activities. The Common Reading Experience, for instance, is an academic activity that's part of K-Week now. It's really an effort to engage not only on the academic side, but to get folks engaged campus-wide with each other around this common topic.
Patsy and I started an effort called Fusion, which is the day before classes start, we have a public service day. Many students come together, some faculty and staff also come, and we go out and we service about 60 to 70 not-for-profit entities here in Lexington. It's a great way for you to start breaking the place down to smaller groups.
One of the other things that we think is really important is the Academic Enhancement Center, affectionately known by many students as the Study. And this is a place where students can go and receive help on any number of 100-level courses.
It's not a good analogy to think of the freshman year in college as a 13th year in high school. There was a clean break from high school, and you have now entered a whole new world.
It requires much more.
I really would emphasize taking responsibility and knowing what's expected.
Students who go to class, who attend on a regular basis, are successful. Nobody's going to be there to wake you up. Nobody's going to be there to make you go to class. And so you have to take responsibility for your own learning.
One change you might notice when you get here is that at the beginning of each semester, the professors will give you a syllabus. Well, that really is kind of like a contract that you have with them and they have with you.
Studying is important. If you're taking 15 credit hours of classwork, that probably means you should be spending 30 hours a week studying.
Focus on that first exam on each class and just knock it dead, because it's so much easier to start from a high point than it is from a low point.
Don't just give up. Find the help that's on campus. Some support services offer tutoring. Other departments might offer their own tutoring. Have an advocate on campus, whether it's an advisor, whether it's an instructor.
What I recommend for students is that they really need to get to know their faculty members and let the faculty members know that they're interested.
It is not just about the classroom. It's about the whole life of the student.
You got to find your neighborhood, you got to find friends. They don't have to be your high school friends.
Go up to someone who's not like you, someone you've never met before, and try to at least become acquainted with that person, if not form a new friendship. Not only is your mind open when you do that, but your whole world of activities and experiences is multiplied manyfold.
Find your niche on campus.
If a student is working less than 12 to 15 hours a week on campus, we know that they generally have more success.
There's lots of activities and things to do.
There are so many opportunities here in Lexington for a student, and it's really an opportunity for a student to explore things they've never really had the opportunity to explore before, whether it's the arts or great food or Keeneland and horse racing, not on school days. If you're going to go home on weekends, you tell yourself that you're not going to make that first trip until after you've been here a month.
Stay here and be immersed, because when you make connections and you break those connections, when you come back to them, they're not the same.
Take advantage of other kinds of courses that engage you in the university. One of those would be our UK 101.
The Discovery Seminar is an ideal place to not only get in a room with fewer students and a professor, but you get to know the students better and you get to know the professor better.
There's a certain amount of things you can do in that first year. Don't let the first year be the limitation. You should be looking at opportunities for internships in your degree program. Think about study abroad.
You can't know your world if you don't know something outside your world.
We are going to be a top 20 public research university. You need to see research and innovation as soon as you get here. There are ways you can find to do that. We have an undergraduate research office which will help you get a connection that lets you see what innovation is all about.
Your first and foremost goal when you come to the university should be the attainment of that degree. And if that is truly your first and foremost goal, then all these other things fall into place and you'll be successful.
Once you get to know the place and find your group of friends for all the different things that you want to do, you'll wonder why you were ever afraid. And once you get to that point and you begin to fully enjoy the experience that you're having, I'm sure that it will wind up being 4 or 5 of the best years of your life.